You a- you you a- you a- you a bad girl and your friends bad too. Oh, you got the swag sauce, you drippin' swag goo. You a bad girl and your friends bad too. Oh, you got the swag sauce, you drippin' swag goo. Oh.
Hey guys, it's just Ty, and we're back with another one. Today we are mourning with the people of Louisville, Kentucky, as the nation grieves another tragic mass shooting. This devastating loss of life could have been prevented, and it's imperative that we pass gun safety laws immediately to protect our loved ones and ourselves. If you all don't know about the mass shooting in Louisville, Kentucky at Old National Bank that left 5 people dead, this is our 132nd mass shooting as of 2023. You guys, we are just in April. Let that sink in. 132nd mass shooting. Let me let you guys listen to this clip really quick just to get a little bit more insight.
Fox News, from what I understand, that this shooter had phoned a friend and said that he was suicidal and that he was going to shoot up a bank. If that is the truth, then I think that we need to again look at what is going on in our society. You know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Just 2 weeks ago, I stood in front of a camera where you had some kids, some babies, shot in Nashville, Tennessee, with a person who, by the way, had an AR-15. And from what we've been told here, Neil, this individual had...
The news reporter would go on to say that this individual that shot up the Old National Bank in Louisville, Kentucky, also had an AR-15. And it goes to think, like he stated, the definition of insanity is to do the same actions over again, expecting different results. As we see here, the U.S. continues to do the same, letting the same actions occur over and over again and expecting different results. What are they going to think? Oh, another mass shooting. Oh, people get tired of shooting. Why? Y'all are not imprisoning them. We've seen many times when it's a white shooter, they're getting walked away, or they're getting handcuffs, or they're stopping by McDonald's and getting something to eat. So what makes you think that you're going to get different results because you ignore it, because it's a constant cycle? Like, what makes you think that it's okay? Again, the definition of insanity is continuing to do the same actions, expecting different results. And that really stood out to me because it's insanity that we're going through right now in the United States. It's insanity, from inflation to depression to everything, just mass shooting. It's just insane, and just the government just sitting back not doing anything. It's the fact that we're always hearing thoughts and prayers. When are we going to make gun laws that are imperative on passing gun safety? That way we can protect not only ourselves but our loved ones as well. How many more mass shootings before we can get this? But you guys are worried about saving abortions, or not saving abortions, excuse me. You guys are worried about making laws against abortions, taking away women's rights, making laws against the LGBTQ community, people that are not even bothering you. However, when it's the fact of making laws that will actually save us, our government is slow to do so. Very slow to do so. In this moment, I want to recognize the 5 dead individuals in no particular order. You will see their pictures coming across the screen. I want to send thoughts and prayers. Again, I'm tired of saying it, but what now? What do we do as a people? But I do want to send my thoughts and prayers to the families of Tommy Elliott, Joshua Barrick, Jim Tutt, Juliana Farmer, and Officer Nicholas Wilt. These are the 5 individuals that lost their lives in this nonsense of mass shootings at the Old National Bank in Louisville, Kentucky. The shooter, who was Connor Sturgeon, they're trying to, from what I've observed in the media, they're trying to paint him in the best light as possible. Being a white male, you try not to make every conversation about race and gender, but it is. We have to acknowledge that being a white male is the most preeminent, privilege. There we go. Most preeminent privilege to have here in the U.S. Being a white male, it's like you could do no wrong. It's like kryptonite. It's like the kryptonite to everyone else. You're the kryptonite. Being a white male is the kryptonite to us being Superman. You can't do no wrong. But as you heard in the news record, he released text messages to his family, or it was released that he had text messages to his family and friends saying like, oh, how he would burn the place down, or how he was doing a mass shooting. I don't know if these people thought maybe he was joking. Maybe he didn't mean it. No, that is imperative to report that to someone. And I feel like I keep saying imperative because I want you guys to acknowledge how important it is to report these types of things, to go check on these people. Go check on your people. They stated he was suicidal. He was going through depression. And I want to inform you guys, like, if you're ever feeling depressed, the answer is not taking other people with you. You're feeling suicidal. The answer is not taking other people with you. It's not fair. Go seek therapy. Call the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. It's simple. Call 98888, text 988. Go talk to somebody. Go get a journal. Like, if you feel like this is just not enough, don't take other people with you. It's one thing to take your own life, in which we don't want anyone to do, but to take others with you is not fair to no one. Again, Connor Sturgeon, he was the shooter at the Old National Bank in Louisville, Kentucky. He was also a worker there. I didn't really do too much background search into his past. I do know he was a varsity player. I think he went to, I want to say Ole Miss. I know he went to college. I'm not quite sure which one. But it wasn't really too much out there about him that I was interested in knowing, to be honest with you, because you want to think about, when I think of mass shootings, or I think with people who have I call it impulsive disorders. They act on their feelings without really caring about the consequences. You see this a lot in road rage, mass shootings, things of that such. And I wonder, how do they gain this much access to guns? As you can see, the reporter stated that he had an AR-15. How are these people? AR-15s are not something you can just go in a gun store and purchase. And if it is, like, what background check are you guys doing with mental disabilities? And it's hard to track mental disabilities because a lot of people do not go to the psychiatrist or speak to their doctor about it in order for it to be in medical records. But I feel like that should be something that is required in order to purchase guns of that stature. It's not fair when people are able to buy these guns and then months later, because they're depressed or they're suicidal or they can't take it no more, the world is too much, they take out innocent lives. So when do we take part as a nation in standing up against gun violence? When do we do it? I do not want to do another story about mass shootings. I'm really tired of looking at it. It's really sad. I really couldn't do the one about the children that happened about 2 weeks ago. That was just really, being an empath, that really just wasn't something. It's like, I couldn't do it. I knew I would cry the whole episode, and I didn't want to. I really wanted to be able to talk to you guys about this and raise awareness, because it's becoming an epidemic at this point. Mass shooting is becoming an epidemic in the United States. Again, guys, this is just Ty. I'll catch you guys at the next one. Remember, like, share, and follow. If there's any other topics you would like me to talk about, feel free to write in the comment section, or you can inbox me on Twitter at the Normal Black Girl Podcast, inbox me on Facebook at the Normal Black Girl Podcast, and as well as Instagram at the Normal Black Girl Podcast. See you guys in the next one.